tapestry grand, unraveling mysteries hand in hand, sailing the waves beyond the stars they soar, forever seeking more and more. Explorers at heart with whimsy and glee, the Wonderpuss crew set their spirits free in pursuit of good with chaos untamed, to find a new place to make their names. Wonderpuss, their hearts entwined, sailing through memories left behind, stitching the bonds that forever tie, sailing to where the sea meets the sky. Luminaries' minds, curious and bright, they explore the unknown and seek the light. With every text and book unfurled, more is understood of this new world. Wonderpuss, their hearts entwined, sailing through memories left behind, stitching the bonds that forever tie, sailing to where the sea meets the sky. Seen God steadfast against the tide, protecting the land they stand with pride, rising up from the city walls, keeping the rest safe through it all. Mysticians with their gift for spell, in the threads of magic they weave and dwell, observing the universe's hidden seams, propelling the crew to their hopes and dreams. Wonderpuss, their hearts entwined, sailing through memories left behind, stitching the bonds that forever tie, sailing to where the sea meets the sky. Wonderpuss, their hearts entwined, sailing through memories left behind, stitching the bonds that forever tie, sailing to where the sea meets the sky.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode 12, the last numerical episode in Building Steam. We're actually going to do the fourth, I believe, on Thursday, if I remember how we've numbered these games. But so this game is time frame. It's before the concert has officially happened. It is while we are building. It is in the process of yesterday's game. Like, we are finishing up the outpost in Provincial. That is what you guys are doing. Like bringing materials, bringing like some of the crew, specifically like the mice folk that work with Peanut. Like, if we're not gonna have a constant crew here of player characters, which generally I can see you guys like coming in, being here temporarily and going back to the Silver Thimble, but I don't imagine any of you just straight up moving here, because I don't like to separate the crew. But we've got a lot of like little NPCs that'll do it just fine. And yeah, so we are going to be in Provincial, like, and everything that happened at the Katori game has happened. Everything that has happened in the game yesterday has happened, except for we do not have the portals. We are not using the portals yet. We are all waiting on Vatna's go ahead. Well, Vatna, Voice, Katori, Rennick, Valentina, maybe a little Gemini, and Patagon. Like, we're waiting on their green light before we actually start sending our ships through this. Also, for the record, for anybody who played in Season 1 and 2, if you remember that you don't want to be outside of the in-between without a ship. Like, that is going to stay true as well. Like, you guys can be in the hallways that you were in with where you saw the alchemists, but I don't recommend not being in there without a ship. But anyway, let's introduce the players. The specialization portal, like the magic portals, that's just magic. that is literally just magic. What we are doing here, this is more like alchemist portals, and alchemist in the sense that you are punching holes in reality. These towers are, what we're doing is dangerous. Could be fun, but incredibly dangerous. Right, so introducing the players, we got Adley, played by Starless.
Hello.
We got Cash, played by Soap.
Good evening.
We got Clem, played by Van X.
Hello.
And we got Seth, played by Seth.
Howdy.
Seth is very quiet for me. Let me turn him up. Alright. Excellent. So yeah, you all have been sent on just not, I'm not calling it grunt work, but it's work that basically everybody has to do. Like, all the crew has to have, like, traveled in and set up, like, little stations and stuff. And, so we're at the manor. Ooh, let me see. Ooh, there we go. So we're at the manor, and this is the radio tower right now. I know it doesn't look great, but when we're gonna get them built. Like, that's just, like, filler art for now. We'll figure out what they look like and make them look better. I just like the colorful radio tower. So you guys were probably dropped off like right outside as like Nickel and them are going down to speak with the happenstance people. It's just like a nice little like loop scenario. And what are we building in here? Like, what is you guys' first thing? So around you right now, construction crews. Like, you guys got mole people, you got mouse people, you've got like many of the like the Rinders from the Silver Thimble are here, like building this place up. Like, what kind of rooms do we got going on? Like, what does the interior of this place look like and feel like?
Most important thing would be a mess hall. Food is important.
Most important?
I think that's bathrooms. You know, get those good all-gender bathrooms.
I don't think that anywhere in this world is a single male or female like sign for a bathroom.
I see here.
For the record, like that's just a blanket statement across this world. All right, Seth.
Fine, yeah.
But, go ahead.
Closets first.
So a mess hall. All right. What do we serve here? Like, do we import all of the food, or do you guys have like trade situations with the nearby towns?
To build commerce, it should be local as much as we can. Support local business, everybody. But if we can't, opening up trade would be great too. A little bit of both.
So let's say that instead, like, what if we landed in Provincial? Oh, I don't know why those are flying. They're not. Like, we landed in Provincial, like, and you guys walked through. Maybe the people of Provincial aren't too keen on airships constantly flying over. So you guys have to, like, land in Provincial, go through the town, walk through the forest, and that's how we get to the manor.
I've done this walk before.
So, like, as we're passing through, Seth, you have, like, on your list, it's just, like, figure out sustainable food for the crew that, is set up at the manor. So, like, you walk in, everybody in the town, you see them, like, they kind of, like, are looking back and forth. Some of them have black eyes.
What happened?
Nothing.
Are you
Hi.
okay?
Welcome to Provincial. They all say, not singing.
I don't think when I was here, I think they weren't singing, because I think that's when we took Belle, so I don't think Adley knows that they sing here.
And they're like, welcome, we have more of the Wander Crew. Absolutely, absolutely. It's just this way, leading you guys to the street that leads to the manor. It's just like right down there. Go through the spooky, although not terrifying, like not haunted forest. There have been some strange noises heard from the forest lately, and some people have said some weird things. We stay out of the forest now.
Oh, okay. So you having black eyes has nothing to do with the forest, then?
Oh, no, not at all. Nothing to do with the forest, never. It's just like, and we've learned that sometimes you gotta like sing nicer songs.
Oh,
Huh. Okay.
We're rewriting them, I'm sure.
Looks at the other three.
Uh,
What songs?
just shrugs. No idea. But
Clementine
apparently,
also shrugs.
but apparently there was a very angry critic, whatever it was before.
You see multiple of them have just one star stamped on their forehead.
um,
Though
As
it looks
long-
like somebody took their criticism a little too literally.
I don't want to get into the scat conversation too much, but a lot of our people in this world are bird people or frog people, which leads me to believe cloacas are like the main, like all the lizard people. I don't think amphibians have cloacas. I think amphibians just kind of rub up against each other.
Heard it called that though, so I don't know.
See, this is why weird anatomy is what freaks Cash out.
How did cloacas? Because it's just like people are talking about pee rooms and poop rooms, and if there's a pee and a poop room, like if like we have mostly races that have cloacas, they don't use either. They use both. So what are you expecting them to just like spray into both of them at the same time from a distance?
just
Two
call it a
choices?
water
Pick
closet.
one?
It's just a water closet. It's
Yeah, but
nice,
what-
safe.
What if they're not using water though? What if we try to save the earth and we're using just like litter?
Everything just goes in a hole in
Or-
the ground.
seashells? Could we use
I feel
seashells?
like it would just be a universal bathroom regardless. So like whatever anyone needs to do when they're able to do it in there. So
Exactly. See, that's how I'm thinking of it.
me
But
too.
I didn't think we needed to break it down into like its smaller parts.
Either.
But I look over in the
Wait,
chat and they're breaking it down into the smaller parts. I feel like this is a conversation that is literally happening with the mole people, like as they are building. They're like, what do you mean a bathroom for everybody? What does that look like?
This is the
Okay.
kind of world building content I just have that
There-
just keeps
just
me
a
up
whole-
at night.
We'll do
Reality, like if the
whole
plumbing's able
well
to
of
take
agreement,
care of
guys.
whatever anyone has to do in here, it's a bathroom.
I feel like we shouldn't just go tearing holes in reality.
I mean, that's one way to get rid of waste.
Oh, we found out what to do with the portal that connects directly to to continent.
oh.
Oh, okay.
You know, at this point, I'd rather
While
them start
we're-
singing than having this conversation.
Yeah, if they're gonna, I hate physical existence as is. Is that bookstore still around here?
Yeah. Chris's bookshop is around.
And go poke my head in while they're talking about poop.
I'm not talking about poop, so
I
like, I'll
was
follow you.
talking
Like,
about a mess hall,
Yeah,
which doesn't have to do with messes. It's food.
yeah, it's food.
One of the moles picks up. Food leads to poop.
It's
Everybody
part of the
poops.
process is natural of the body.
Can
Not
you grab me the
everybody-
book? Everybody poops.
Not everybody shuts door. That's speciesist.
Okay.
All right, Seth. While everybody else like wanders away from you, is it all three like Clem, Cash, and Adley have wandered away from like to the bookstore, or who's staying behind?
if you split the party, that's not a good idea. So if the fast little rock starts moving, I probably should chase. Give chase. Because we have a job to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's a bookstore. Where would you find a book nerd, but not in a bookstore?
I mean, we can get information there too. So, like, if whatever we need, we can probably
I
find
mean,
stuff
it's the
there.
local business.
That'll
Yeah, we
help.
could definitely.
Yeah. Like maybe it'll give us more leads on what we can do about what we're doing.
For sure. All right, so let's go into Cursive's bookshop, and Cursive is just like running around, and she's like collecting many, many, many books, like just a pile of them. And just keeps setting them on a desk, and she's like, "Oh, such a big order!" And just running back and forth, and she hears the bell ring, and she's like, "Hello,
Hi.
hello." 1 second, and then you hear a bunch of books collapse. Well, at least that's what it sounds like. But then coming out of the back, she's just like in the middle of juggling them because like they're about to fall, and then does the very Disney-esque like fall, but throws all of them, and they land in a stack like flop, 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 and then the top one lands like kind of crooked.
Hi. I had a question and then my mind absolutely lost it. You're Cursive, right?
I am Cursive.
So, did you were the one that gave or sold the book to the Alchemist Creed to the people at the manor, right?
I've sold many books. Do you have a receipt? Do you need a return? If you have a receipt and the copy, I can return it for you. What did you need?
I don't have that's not we're sort of taking the silver thimble is oh gods, I am so bad at this.
You may have heard that the Wander crew is currently moving into the manor. We just have a couple questions about something, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah. We're all fully aware that the Wander crew is moving into the manor, as long as we've accepted that it remains out of our boundary. We won't bother you all as long as we do not receive like giant monsters or anything. Just like we have been getting quite a few new people into town recently, based on you all's like arrival. It's very exciting.
Wait, you have?
Oh, very many. Many people from the guild have come into the forest to investigate the missing, beast, as well as like there have been some strange occurrences. We have some folks from Sonnery even have come down to visit us.
Oh.
Hmm.
I feel like at this point, Adley does have glitter, but Adley also has been consistently followed around by a little rock. I believe. Just going to look around and see if my little rock friend is there.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And by friend, I mean not friend yet. Yeah, actually, that was, so maps, boundary lines for the manor, and, wanted to make sure that we didn't go outside of anything in particular, here. Also, I wanted to double check that if you have any star charts specifically, because I want to see if I can make sure the airship is not flying directly over town, because I feel like that could get annoying.
Oh no, we've set up the we have a landing strip. Like that's exactly where you were let off. as long as you park there and don't like have any like creatures and or giant machines and or any of those gaudy ships above us, we'll be perfectly fine. We like to keep things simple here in Provincial.
Gaudy ships?
Yes, some of them are silver, some of them are gold. They're all equally just meh. We did have an inventor here once. Like, and she like looks around. He left this. You all seem to have some connection with this kind of apparatus. And she tosses to you, Adley. It looks like a, let me, where did it go? Nope, that is too far down. Okay. It is a, it's a beautifully crafted box. It's about the size of a small suitcase. It's got intricate carvings with brass fittings, and like, it definitely has a button on it. And Cursive like sees you see the button, and she's like, "Please do not press that inside." Like,
Okay. Why
Like-
not?
Belle's father was quite the inventor, and when Belle left and he followed, he left. I don't think he followed her. Like, we've decided to go back to not these type of contraptions. We feel like it's a little bit too dangerous.
Oh.
But alas, like, you all might be able to find some use for it. As you see, Cash, you see the books that Cursive is piling up are all like medical journals.
CEO was gonna ask if you could look for some. He'd take a moment while Adley and Cursive were talking. He'd approach the stack and just eye the spines and then look at her. This is a lot of medical texts. Rather interesting collection here. May I inquire why they're stacked this way? What are you doing with them?
She's like, "Oh, absolutely, we have a buyer, and I haven't sold this many books since, well, that quirky girl left." And like, she's just like, "Yeah, this man came in just yesterday. He said he'd be in the forest and for a little while, and then he would come back and purchase every medical book I have. This is quite the windfall for me." And you see names that are, the titles are just like, if a unicorn has two horns, is it a binicorn? Like, and spectral physiology, and Juratic dermatology, and ethereal surgery. And just like, really just strange, and like, you as a doctor, and like, if you flip through some of them, they read like, what if somebody was dissecting fantasy creatures? Like, what if you wanted the same way that we do to animals in real life, and like stuff them in taxidermy and stuff? This is a journaling like list of somebody who has done that with basically every fictional creature that you can think of.
Huh.
Do dragons get dry scales?
He'd make a mental note of it, since that is pretty damn suspicious, considering the place that they are in. Is it more of like theoretical on how to treat them, or how to take them apart?
Oh, there are diagrams.
Oh, so it's bisecting books. That's fun.
It's like both. Like,
Oh.
it is the same way that like people fucking dissected human bodies to figure out how the heart works. Like, you can see all the good that this research could do, but immediately you understand the levels of. Roll me a 20-sider. Like, yeah, you know what? Let's make that the first roll.
Oh,
Natural 20.
Nice.
Cash, you get it immediately. Like, this is amazing knowledge. Like, somebody was so thorough, and every one of these journals is written in the same handwriting.
huh.
And, like, each one of them is very thorough. Like, and it's like, oh, you can treat this with this. It's just like, oh, Wolfsbane isn't actually poisonous to wolves. It just makes them catatonic. And then
You
it's just
said-
like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I used to Cursive. So you said somebody is purchasing this collection?
Oh yeah, somebody's paying top dollar for the entire collection. He has a long face, little spooky looking, but his money was right. And she motions to like this pot, like I think it looks like a gothic chest. You know what I mean? But it's much smaller and sitting on her counter, and it's completely full of coins.
Actually,
By the
they-
using descriptor key, would he have any idea who that would be? Or would
Oh,
it-
absolutely, Cash would know.
Okay, of course it is.
Dr. Myers is in the forest.
I don't want to go to the forest for some reason.
we have to go to the forest.
Oh.
Yeah, that reminds me. I do want to ask you about books on a couple of specific topics, namely the Celestial Sea, anything you know about the Garden of My Own, and the Cosmic Lyre, if you have any such things.
Roll me a 20-sider.
I will do that. I am also going to. Did it work? There it is.
Yep, absolutely. So roll me 2. Alright. So, Kosov's just like, yeah, we have some books on the Celestial Sea. Mostly theoretical fantasy stories about it. And she drops one and she puts that down. But and she thinks about it for a second, and she's like, I don't know of the Cosmic Lyre. I'm pretty sure a book mentioned them before.
The Spirit of Fiction?
That doesn't ring any bells. But A Garden of My Own does. Like, that was written by him. And she waves her hand to the stack of books.
Yeah, I think you said Ezekiel the last time we were here.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
There are periods after each one.
I will gladly take anything you have on the Celestial Sea.
And she's like, it's quite a rare book. And it's mostly fairy tales. You know, the simple ones do. Hold on one second. It's just like, and like you see, like the cover of it is what appears to be a like you can buy this book for sure, that's fine. But what I'm saying is there are no maps in it.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if it's even just fairy tales.
It literally is just fairy tales. They don't fully believe that the Celestial Sea is even a place here. So they can give you that, they hand over that book, and then they have it's like A Garden of My Own. We don't have any more copies of. He only wrote the one of each volume. It's quite a collection that people are looking for, and there are some dangerous people out there looking for it. And as far as other booksellers have told me that most of them have been acquired by the Wander Crew.
Really?
I do believe many of them are in the crew's hands.
Maybe I missed some. Okay. I just know that you can't take any books out of the library in Yoke.
Oh, this is not a library. I am not a librarian.
Oh no, I saw one there.
Absolutely. I am mainly I just sell these books. I'm not even particularly that much of a fan.
But you know their worth.
I know everything's worth. And she rubs her fingers together.
And there are no other books on alchemists?
Oh no, absolutely. You would not find books about alchemists here.
Alright. That is good. That is what I wanted, at least. As long as I think we have everything else we need from here.
And real fast, are there any social or cultural taboos that we need to be aware of before we build here?
Well, you won't be building here. You'll be building outside the
Yes, yeah.
the territory.
But we still want to be aware of sensibilities.
Don't be a dick.
Mm.
Is that why some people outside have some black eyes?
That girl has a temperament. I've never been one of the singing type myself, but whew, when she came in like a tornado of fists.
Who?
The girl. I don't know what she calls herself now. She travels with the blue one of you.
Placidus? That doesn't narrow it down, I'm sorry.
I don't think.
What's up?
I don't think I'm the blue one.
I don't think so. He has tusks of some kind and it's very boisterous. You couldn't miss him.
Oh, Gemini.
Oh, Gemini.
Yeah, I've seen him around. He seems really nice.
He pals around with somebody who willingly punches people for being a dick. I mean, considering to a degree, I know someone who does something similar to that too, but you know, it's neither here nor there.
You did say something about a missing beast. It's in the forest. Is that something we need to kind of be prepared for?
The beast has been sanctioned by the guild. As long as you all in fine standing with the guild, paid up in dues, and are not on a hunting mission, you should be just fine. He mainly is there to capture anyone who wanders through the woods, so that we can the guild can have their little adventures. Sanctioned, of course, but many people have gone to finish their quests in the last couple weeks, and not a single one of them has come back successful. It's like he's hiding.
Do you know what this beast looks like?
And she waves her hand. A beast, big, I assume kind of like any of you, I think Cursive is the best character because she does not bother to learn people's names.
I love how I love Cursive so much.
Wait, somebody's telling me that Gemini's not blue? Gemini's blue.
I thought he was like a slate gray.
He's blue.
but I'll take your word for it.
This is blue.
That's
Blue!
I can see it now, but I don't see
Blue!
it as I understand. Okay, he's
I'll fight you all.
he's got a lot of blue. I'm not gonna fight
I
you.
also
I'm
back.
not
I
gonna
also
fight
Homie's
you.
blue.
I also have to back
Okay.
whoever said Katori and Royce because that's also very
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah.
There's a lot of blue, so I'm like, wait, who?
Yeah, that's why I was like, so.
But I do see it, so I'm not gonna dispute.
He's on the blue side of blue. He's blue.
I see it. I
All
see
right.
it.
This is like the black. This is like the blue and black dress debate again.
Oh no.
No, because that one, two people can see two different things. This one, he's blue.
Okay.
Lurid also brings out a point. Anyway,
Yeah. Katori and Roy's been cast.
Right, right, but like, who came to this town with a blue person and punched a bunch of people?
that's fair. That's
I
fair.
dropped clues. I didn't think it was hiding.
No,
Oh.
I got it. Okay, so do you think the beast is okay?
By the sounds of it, possibly not. But
Do people go and check on the beasts? Looking over at Cursive,
I'm not part of the guild. Most of
I-
us don't belong to the guild. Some of them, like Gaston, had a bit of a journey into it, but he came back, and then he got turned himself into an armoire, and he just decided that just the bartending life was for him.
Okay.
sounds as though it might be best to not meddle in someone else's affairs.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you find any interesting or weird maps, just let me know because I will buy them off of you.
She looks around. She's like, I think this place might be closing up soon. With this huge influx right here, she taps the books. She's like, I think I might be settling down. Thinking about running for mayor of this provincial town.
That would
If I
be
can get
great.
everybody to run on a no singing mean songs platform, I think I can really get everybody behind me.
No singing mean songs sounds like a good idea.
It just sounds like a universal platform anyway.
Blue!
Well, I
workshop.
hope we can be friends then if we're gonna sort of be neighbor-ish. Neighbor over the forest.
I don't see why not. As long as you don't bring us any trouble and we just stay peaceful and whatnot, everything should be perfectly fine. I look forward to working with the Wander crew. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that closing the bookstore down doesn't have anything to do with you all's proximity. You've had quite the relationship with burning down books, I've heard.
I mean, we fixed the library in Yoke.
What happened to Dyad?
I actually am not entirely sure about that.
I think for the betterment of making sure that we stay wonderful neighbors with each other, I think we should get going.
Excellent. If you see Dr. Myers in the forest, can you let him know that his books are ready? He's got quite a few.
Of course.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And please don't turn that thing on anywhere except for outside.
Oh, okay. Finger hovering over button.
So yeah, you guys can go back to the this is the cursive shop right here.
Mm-hmm.
And there are multiple people outside and stuff. Seth, did you ever buy groceries?
No.
All right, let's go buy some groceries. What are we stocking the outpost with?
Since I didn't get an answer that would cause me any worry about the taboos, I'm not too worried about buying certain things. How many people are we stocking up for?
It's going to be a full manor. It will be ran by at minimum 12 of the little mice guys that are originally from Lullaby. And once in a while, like multiple of you will come out and like help them for like research missions. Like this is your research laboratory away from home situation. This is if we're going to study something from Folksong, we're probably going to do it here. That way we don't have to leave Folksong's bubble to do it. So 12 people for let's say we'll say an even 20 for a month at a time. And it will just keep replacing this order over and over again.
Okay, and if there's ever a chance to like do a small garden, that could be done at a later time, so they could be a little self-sufficient. But definitely balanced for stews because they're easier to make. You can make a lot of stew for a lot of people. This is gonna be mice. So omnivorous. Meat. Just a very wide variety of things that. Yeah. Definitely potatoes, though. Potatoes do go in there no matter what.
But do we need 6 eggs?
More than 6 eggs.
I think we need eggs. Omelets are good to eat. You can make omelets in mass, scrambled eggs in mass. So yeah, eggs would be really good to.
Yeah.
Just 6 of them.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
What
then they
about
gotta be
five-
6 really
what
big
about-
eggs.
What about 5 dozen?
That's too expensive.
Oh, fair.
How are these like really specific Beauty and the Beast song jokes working? Are they landing? I don't think they're landing, but I feel comfortable with them.
Oh, I didn't get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine. Like, it's a real
it's
big
only,
joke with.
I mean, it's only expensive if you're just eating it raw, because then you're not really,
Seth
enjoying
orders
them.
6 eggs, wondering why it's so expensive. Then they arrive, and they're fucking huge. Seth,
Yes, they're big eggs.
just absolutely like the same. Like they are 10 feet tall a piece.
Oh, some omelet for days. God. Sorry, big egg.
oh, well. This, good. It's just gonna be difficult to cart them. Eggs are good balanced
Nah.
protein and good. It's all good. It's good all around. Egg.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about what laid them to get something that big.
Probably a dinosaur.
Oh, huh.
Good.
Okay, let's just try to figure out how to get them through the forest without breaking them.
Yeah, absolutely. We can load them onto a cart. The cart's full of hay. It's being pulled by it can either be being pulled by you guys, or we can have just beasts of burden. And if it is pulled by this town's beast of burden, what do goat people use as beasts of burden?
Oh, I was just going to use a shapeshift scroll to turn into a bull and pull the whole thing.
Actually, yeah, transforming is probably the best idea. Just ox or bull, and just the two of us could do it.
All right, yeah, both of you roll me 20-siders.
I gotta find my scrolls first, because I have to use these now.
Look at my slate blue dice.
Did you
It
use
just looks blue.
That is blue.
But just,
Just
to be clear,
blue.
they're
Is
slate
that why you
blue
wanted the
dice.
key?
They're
So-
blue.
Everybody,
They are
look at that
blue.
die. That's blue.
I do see it's blue. That is, I agree with that. I see that clearly. It is definitely blue. Oh god.
damn.
Oh god. Actually, you know what?
Um,
All right, yeah, sure. So yeah, you guys are like pulling these carts through the forest. And like with all of the supplies and the whatnotteries we got. And in the forest, you do see, like quite early on, like off the path, like poking at some of the trees, like he seems to be like scraping some of the bark off into a little like jar, is Dr. Myers. As he looks over, he's just like, "Oh, Dr. Frazier, how can I help you today?" And he's like, "What an amazing boon to see you out here."
I would like to remind you that that may be my name, but please call me Dr. Cash.
Dr. Cash, I am quite sorry. I'm quite sorry. Formality and what you understand.
Yes, I understand.
What brings you to this forest? Are you looking for the skin tree too?
Pardon, what?
There are rumors there is a tree that calls itself Claire and is made out of living body parts. And as you know me, it's right up my alley.
Yes, certainly is. That more flesh tree for you, I suppose. More here on a real business venture.
Oh, and he sees the carts being pulled. It's just like, ah, yes, the manor. Understandable. I hear it's coming along quite well for you all. It's very exciting time.
Sure is. It's always nice to set up shop somewhere else, I suppose.
He looks at everybody. He's like, "Oh, hello." He looks at Ox version and Bull version of Adley and Seth, and he's just like, But he's like,
Oh,
"Hello.
oh.
I've heard much about you. Clementine, I believe it is. Correct?"
yes, that's me. Hello.
He puts his hand out to shake your hand. "I'm Dr. Myers."
Clementine shakes. Nice to meet you, Dr. Myers.
His hands are cold and clammy,
Mm.
and it's like you see all over him. He has the wristbands that would sometimes, like an adventurer that puts a bunch of knives in his wristbands. He has countless scalpels, and hanging from his belt, you see just a fucking bone saw.
Oh, neat.
And his outfit is stitched together, and it looks like a fine leather, weird color choices and really patchwork at times, but they move a lot.
Oh,
And his outfit looks like it's flapping in the wind, but there's no wind.
interesting. It's like it's writhing a little bit. That's interesting.
It's like some of them aren't quite settled. You understand, new patches and whatnot. And he slaps his jacket. He's like, "No,"
Mhm.
and it calms down.
Clementine nods as in understanding. He's like, I see.
Adley telepathically to the party. The bull that looks like a constellation with specifically red eyes looks over to everybody and just goes, who is this? I can only speak telepathically to the party. I don't think I can.
I'm And Clementine would respond and say, "Well, that's Dr. Myers." Like just let Adley know who this is.
Dr. Myers just like slowly turns and like looks at Adley. He's just like, oh, and he puts his like, he looks over at Clem again and does a big wink and like nudges the side of his nose. He's just like, I know who that one is.
Mm.
Adley just confused, like, wait, who knows who? What did I? What?
Yeah, Clementine cocks his head a little bit. He's like, "You do."
Oh yes, yes. Don't you worry. Not. He looks at the three of you again. You should be safe.
Okay.
And he's just like, but can any of you help me find the skin tree?
I mean, if it's along the way where we're going, I wouldn't mind as long as we're still doing what we gotta do.
Oh, I would love to see your manor. And he looks over at the carts full of food, and he's just like, and like, I'm a little peckish myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Adley to
telepathically
the-
to others. We don't
Go
really have permission to bring outsiders, do we?
Do we? Do we need permission?
No, yeah, you guys, like, you're part of the Wander crew. You can invite whoever you want.
Yeah, like I think it's fine. Like I don't see a problem with him coming along as long as that's clear and fine.
Yeah, telepathically, Adley to Cash and, well, everybody, but specifically also Cash. Like, we can help him through the forest, right?
Yeah, and then if we see Claire along the way, then there we go. But you know, like we still gotta do what we gotta do though. So
Claire! Who's Claire?
oh, sorry, I misspoke. I meant sorry. In character, I misspoke. Out of character, I'm sorry.
Squints his eyes,
see-
just like,
I meant to say it's
you know about the skin tree.
I don't.
Mm,
And if this was in reports, like was it in reports? Would Clementine know? 'Cause if we didn't, I'm sorry.
I'm sure it was in reports, absolutely.
Okay, then he'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I did read something about this. Her name is Claire. I'm so sorry.
Claire! It has a person. They have a personality. Identify as she. Fascinating.
I don't want to assume, but
Oh yeah,
what I read.
I would never like. I don't. I'm sorry, everybody. You might have a wrong impression of me. I know I fit your stereotypical evil
Oh, no.
surgeon look. I know. I don't worry.
I believe in you.
But I just want to help people. Deep
Yes.
down, I want to
What's-
help people become the best thing that they can become.
I didn't know there were evil surgeons.
Hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Most of them tend to be.
Oh, wait, does he count as an ally currently?
No.
Sorry, I can't. Okay, he can't hear me then, because
Mhm.
telepathically there isn't, like, there's no way for me to talk to him then.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, there's evil people in all medical fields as you guys start walking towards the manor. He's just like, there are evil proctologists, evil dentists, evil...
Mentally,
as-
Adley is like, what's a proctologist, Cash?
I'll tell you later.
You gotta be really careful of evil psychologists. They're really good at gaslighting you.
See, as Myers is talking, he's taking his glasses off, just rubbing the bridge of his nose.
Clementine's just listening,
It's just like,
nodding his head in acknowledgement, like, I see.
you never want to, like, find the evil version of, what's a doctor that does autopsies called?
Mortician?
Yeah, mortician is like a step above, is like preparing the body.
Oh,
Well, what do you do, Dr. Myers?
Oh, everybody's saying
Coroner.
corner. He's like, I'm a little bit of everything. I'm very good at surgery. I'm trying to get better. I've recently purchased a slew of books that can really help me with my surgical work. And like, Cash, I think there's some notes for you in here too. If you could visit me at some point.
Sure. We were just there, by the way. She says your order is ready.
Oh, excellent. She had quite the supply of the books. I assume stolen, but, you know, I'll pay for goods. I've came into quite a windfall recently.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Like, I had a rather big job for a very large clients.
Is this under Dr. Confidentiality, I'm assuming?
I'm afraid so.
Alright.
I would love to show you the blueprints for what I made, though. Another time, you'll have to come over for tea.
Wait, I say telepathically to the others. He makes people.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. I don't know. Would Clementine know, like, what would Cash tell Clementine?
I think
What do
in
you
the
know?
interim, yes, he would have said something since
Okay, making sure. So at least he's
he would-
aware.
as I think the whole thing with Dr. Myers and the situation that arose from it, he was rather secretive about it because he didn't know how to explain that he was working with somebody like Dr. Myers.
Yeah. And like, I mean, and honestly, whatever Clementine, like, Cash would have told Clementine, he honestly is more inclined to trust him because he works with his brother and he trusts his brother. So he's not suspicious right now.
I love
That reason.
Myers getting second degree fucking like trust.
Second degree because like
the really-
Clementine
the really-
trusts his
I
brother's
trust him.
judgment.
I have no
See,
reason not to trust
The
him
really
right now.
funny thing is, I think out of anybody here who obviously knows who Myers is, Cash is the one that trusts him the least.
Yeah, like Clementine is just by default. That is just how he is. He wants to like believe in the goodness of people, if that's any there present at all. So you know he's more
But-
susceptible.
He trusts them the least, but due to social conventions, he can't say no to tea. It would be rude.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, absolutely. I very much look forward to tea.
He is
And,
nice.
he's just like, I've checked that house over there as he points into the deeper into the woods. It's all but abandoned.
Mm.
But I have a nose for things. Blood was spilt in that building, in that small cabin. But, and this is the strangest part to me, I couldn't find a drop. Not a single drop.
Hmm.
Curious.
So you're saying something bled heavily, but there's no blood.
Exactly. The whole place smells of blood. Just reeks of it. It's in the air.
That's odd, though, considering some things over on this side are a bit odd to begin with, I'm sure. It's fine, skeptically says.
As you guys make your way to the manor and you guys get close, Dr. Myers like looks at the tower. He's like, fascinating. And you all were building these around the world. What?
Once we pull up the cart so that people can unload it, Adley transforms back and just goes, yeah, we built them. Well, some of us.
Clementine nods.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I wasn't completely clear about it, Gibbet did not go to Obsession for help. Gibbet the Marquise went to Dr. Myers.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Like-
mean, I don't think I know that yet.
No, I was just like, because that was in brackets, it wasn't you in character saying it. So like,
Yeah.
this is me explaining the
Gotcha.
things that have happened. Yeah, Dr. Myers was straight up hired by 3 vampires and a goth girl to build something. And he did.
And to double check, Cash wouldn't have any clue that was something that was going on.
Roll me a 20-sider. tough choice. You saw something of it. Describe to me, like, you might have seen, like, while he was helping you turn your quill into a scalpel. What did you see of his blueprints for this creature? And go ahead, just go ham on it. Like, you can tell me what it looked like a little bit. You could tell me, like, temperament.
I would say looking like it's a hodgepodge of darker possible sonnery creatures. So kind of creature nasty Eldritch Horror from like some parts Eldritch Horror's sonnery, since nothing's more fun than scaring the shit out of who you are hunting, right?
No, absolutely.
And this thing could possibly be a creature that only sparks paranoia. In terms of it stalks, but it's from a distance, but enough to make somebody aware that it's there, but terrified. Because, again, nothing's better than an Eldritch Horror that also keeps you up at night, because it's easier to catch you when you're terrified. Whatever it looks like, though, I'm not quite sure.
Suddenly a cold chill goes up everybody's spine as you are distinctly aware that something is watching you all.
Mm.
And, like, you do feel a little bit of paranoia creep in to it. And its paranoia is only making you paranoid against each other. Like, the more you trust someone, the more you're paranoid of them. Right now, it's just a tiny bit. Right now, it's just a little.
That's interesting, since Adley is still on slight rocky terms with Seth. We haven't spoken about we haven't spoken about him, no.
See, you saying that now is Cash is low-key side-eyeing his wonderful brother that he has known pretty much his entire life and trusts blindly to this point.
Yeah, Clementine is also, like, giving him a look. It's, like, mutual right now. It's like, have you really told me everything, brother? He thinks to himself.
Dr. Myers is just like, well, excellent. Shall we go have some little bit of a snack? Please, show me around.
Okay. Looks like Cash and Clementine, like, what? Clem, are we allowed to, what?
Huh? What? Yes? Hello? Yes? He looks at Adley and smiles. I mean,
Come on in.
yeah, let's go. Like, I mean, I could, Clementine make some snacks. He wants to make snacks. I want him to make snacks.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, let's make snacks. Let's go. Let's go inside. Let's do it.
I gotta push the button, though.
Oh yeah, if you want to do that outside, you gotta remember to do that outside.
walks up to the door. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Turns around, stands outside, pushes button.
Alright, you push the button. Roll a 20, Setter.
Why is there a boss bar over us?
Alright, yeah. So what pops up is, as you press the button, it unfolds into a highly efficient manual wood chopping device. It's got an axe that goes up and down, and like at first it kind of bucks, like it's gonna like get out of control, but you manage to like grab it, have it back into control. It's got levers and small like foot pedals attached to it, and you can ride it like a little vehicle, but as it moves forward, it axes down over and over again. It can chop through a straight line through a forest in amazing speed. It is durable. It doesn't take any AP to activate it or like to put it away, but it rolling a 1 on it with it can cause it to break. So you would need someone to fix it. But this is the ingenious woodcutter.
This actually might be very useful for this outpost.
But
Seems
it
like
also will like chop up the whatever what it's chopping up, it'll stack up into a nice little pile. Very politely.
Nice.
Aw.
This thing is in no way alive. Like this is a machine.
Mm-hmm.
You put googly eyes on that, and it's alive in everyone's hearts. So don't put googly eyes on it.
I hate how accurate you are with that statement.
Adley about to put googly eyes on. Huh? What? Oh. Okay, now I gotta find the button. I'm gonna close that back up and I'll actually leave it with the construction workers for right now, because they probably know where it's safest to use it.
Yeah, you can go up to him and like give it to him. What do you say to him?
Hope this helps. Have fun?
What's it do?
Chops wood and stacks it.
You want us to chop down the forest?
No, I meant only if you need wood. Please don't chop down the forest. Just if you need wood. For building.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll chop down the forest for materials for building then. It's like we got the green light to cut down the forest, guys.
No, not the whole thing. Oh God.
No?
No.
No.
Oh.
Wait, we have a Beeromancer here, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
might wa-
I think I'm a Dr. Lawyer. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Cash's Beeromancy is definitely going in a direction that is separate from everybody else's Beeromancy, for the record.
Oh no.
Just
No,
fun.
we definitely want to make sure that stuff like this is carefully used with clear lines.
It's not that you have to tell them, like, all I'm saying is, don't give the construction crew a chainsaw if you don't want them to use the chainsaw.
Okay. Maybe we'll just pack this until we think we really need it and keep it inside.
Oh well, we've got a bunch of supplies here. We've got the bricks that they've showed up with, and you guys brought some supplies too with you. And of course, we've got the magic chisel that we've been working with. Like Rennick explained how it works, and it's a bit exhausting, but we've got most of the stuff taken care of.
And now it's time for a union break for snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah,
Snacks.
let's all get tea.
Snacks and tea.
All right, so this is what the inside is looking like now. One of the mice is showing you around. It's just like, so we, much like as Vatna asked, we kept a lot of the standard interior, but we added a bit of flair. We globes and more like modern lighting. We have the place powered. Right now it is powered by solar panels directly from Fishtanger, so we shouldn't have to worry about it. We do have some backup mana batteries just in case. Don't worry, they're just the old ones. We didn't have any new ones made. As they're showing you guys around, Dr. Myers is just like opened a journal and just started writing stuff down too. He's just like, Dr. Cash,
Mm-hmm.
these solar panels, how powerful can we generate from? I'm looking for, you understand, I mostly work in random bolts of lightning.
I'm sure it's very, very frightening to deal with that.
It's incredibly frightening. And it's like, Galileo.
Oh, is that the name of your new creation?
Galileo, Galileo and Figaro are my two most recent.
Sounds very, very interesting.
Oh, wait till you meet Beelzebub.
What?
Don't worry about him.
Okay. Makes mental note worry very much.
Somewhere in the world, Chess sneezes.
I'm not quite sure how powerful these are, since this is, more of a doctor than a engineer of any kind. But I'm sure that we have at least a few days worth of power stored each burst.
Fascinating. And like, we walk the little mouse guy, who's just named Steve.
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 Hi, Steve. How you doing, Steve?
Steve Bluetail. He doesn't actually have a blue tail, but he does have blue paws. And here is our like little library situation. Most of those books are just like equipment manuals, but we really wanted to make it look good. But as we find books, we'll clearly line the shelves. And it's just like, we'll get the tea right out to you. Clem, we do have a full kitchen if you are interested in making snacks.
Yes, I'll get right on that. Sure.
So you don't have to. We can prepare, but it sounded like you wanted
I would like
to.
to help. I would like to help. I wanna, I wanna get some cooking done. Why not? It's something I enjoy. So if we're making snacks, I wanna help.
This kitchen at one point in time was full of flying forks. It's
Oh, I
not
remember
anymore.
that.
So yeah, Clem, it is a perfectly like stocked kitchen. You do see some of the little mice guys like coming in, like putting away the stuff that you guys brought, including the massive eggs, and they're like, "What are we supposed to do with these?"
You could probably make omelets or some scrambles or find
Giant
other
cake.
recipes that use eggs. Yeah.
Cake. Big
Cake.
cake.
Like, there's many uses for eggs, and especially if you got a big yolk, you can probably do so much more with the mass. Eggs are beautiful, and they're tasty.
Okay, all right. And like they start like loading them into a very large like pantry. Like, do you need anything? We already have some supplies. Can you roll me a 20-sider to see like what kind of supplies they have happened to find around here?
Okay.
19, that's very good.
Nice.
They're like, "Oh, there are some bears out to the east that have been very because that's a 20 with horseshoes and hand grenades for the record.
Okay.
Like we have found like a very interesting group of bears that said that they owe you all something." And he pulls like this giant barrel of this is the perfect porridge. It's always just right. Like all you ever have to do is warm it up. It never goes bad. And it's just like it's pretty plain. Like don't get me wrong, but it's like once you heat it up, it never burns. It's fantastic.
Maybe we could add some like garnishes to it, like a flavor, like preserving to make it taste a little bit less bland, but that's wonderful.
It's like with the stuff that you all provided, this will come in quite handy. I know some people put eggs into their porridge. I don't think we should put a 10-foot tall egg into a bowl of porridge.
No, like not that much egg.
So yeah, Clem, I'm pretty sure just playing around in here with that 20, I think Clem, you might be able to figure out how to make the perfect porridge.
Okay.
What is the perfect porridge to Clem?
Yeah.
Does anybody eat porridge? I really don't. I think
don't
it's more
either.
like oatmeal.
When I think of porridge, I think of like some like rice stew kind of stuff, but I actually don't know.
Okay. Are we thinking it's savory?
Like it could. I think it could be both. Like I think it is kind of like a meeting where you could make a sweet kind, and you could also make like a savory kind. So I think he'd probably try to do both, and just like say it's like make a recipe for both. Say if someone wants some sweet breakfast, or if they want like it's like they're having like a sick day and they want something more savory. So I think he'd be kind of maybe tinkering with that a little bit, and give people the option.
If this helps, I just did a real quick look up the difference between oatmeal and porridge. They are quite literally the same thing.
Yeah, I'm looking it up, and I see that. I see.
Yeah, I definitely think we just made a staple for like what these people at the outpost eat, and Clem is just like giving them just a recipe list of how to like enhance it for themselves.
That's what I was having in mind. Like just something that so they can like make it even better.
Excellent.
Oh,
Like having like
awesome.
having like an open bar to like put in whatever you want in it.
Yeah, that too.
Oh my god, what's everybody's porridge order?
Drown the damn thing in nothing but berries and sugar.
And cream?
Oh, yeah, cream. There you
Berries and
go.
cream? Yes.
Berries and cream. There you go.
Are you a little
sounds
lad who
tasty.
likes berries and cream? Do you have a
know.
dumb haircut?
Dude. Oh man, because I mean I know Clementine is probably gonna like do how he usually likes to do stuff. Like he does like using like the blue honey, and he loves lemons, but he'd also like add like maybe like some like I don't know other like maybe like orange zest or something to it, and then also maybe like some like I think he'd also like cream and stuff in there too or something, but just some sweet flavorings to kind of like counter the sourness that he likes. But in general though, yeah, no, he'd provide other options, just like stuff like like maybe like let me see, like just like berries and spices and other stuff, and meats and vegetables and good combinations, like some sauce maybe, like to like make it like just taste a lot better, like even like syrup and stuff if you want it more sweet.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
all the fixings, all the toppings.
let me tell you, they're all very happy with like their food now, with what Seth brought them for
Mhm.
like all of the pieces that can just get dumped into this. Because like Seth said he wanted to make stuff for stews, right?
Yeah.
So like if we just make stews, but then like pad it out with like some porridge and we put in potatoes and stuff, they'll stay completely full for quite a while.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright, so we well, it wasn't particularly a problem, but we
A lot of healthy carbs.
right. They just got to burn them off.
There we go.
Do we have an exercise room here?
So.
I mean,
well,
if they're
good.
working on it right now. Also, I'm assuming we're going to go and bring them. We're going to make sure that there's like fresh food that's occasionally delivered too. I
Of
would
course,
hope.
of course. Like, but like,
Yeah.
I'm picturing that like there is a monthly drop. Not that they can't go out and get other food, or they could go to Yoke if they want to. They could go back
Yeah.
to the Silver Thimble. They are not prisoners here by any means, but it is like sometimes you guys won't have the opportunity to make it back every
Mhm.
week or something because like things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking it'd work out. Because, yeah, like, there's the monthly delivery, and if we need extra stuff, we can just go and get some. So, they can just go get some. But, yeah, that's nice.
All right, so we know what they're eating.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't 100% sure that did not know we were going to do that one until Seth was like, mess hall!
Yeah, there we go. Woo! That's figured out, though, so.
Thank goodness we didn't spend a half hour, working on the bathroom.
No, God, that's the best part of this game.
Yeah, there we go. We didn't do that. We didn't dabble in that.
It's like, it's not my fault. There was a lot of poo-poo pee-pee talk, and I think, honestly, I think you started it.
It wasn't me.
No, I said I wanted a mess hall, and I said it was the most important thing, and then somebody else said the bathroom was the most important.
I didn't say that.
That was me.
Creature.
It's like, heads
I'm
up,
sorry.
not my fault.
I wasn't thinking about it. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, what are we gonna
See,
do?
I was gonna counter and say the medical like a medical ward, but sure. I
Yeah,
guess
I mean,
that
we
is
can
one
do
of the
that
more
too,
important
right?
parts.
Gotta make sure we have everything taken care of and accounted for.
Clem and Steven come out with like bowls of porridge and a pot of tea and just set it on the table. But while you're out of the room making that porridge, Dr. Myers is like slides real close to Cash and like he's drawing a plan. He's just like, now look here, these solar panels. I'm very interested in this. And like you see it looks like he's drawn basically a spinal cord made out of solar panels.
With how large these solar panels are, which I would assume he's seen them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, so with how large these solar panels can be, I'm sure you'd have to figure out how to make them smaller or find somebody who'd be willing to build something that's small to make whatever you're working on functional.
Oh, yeah. So he's just like, so what we would need is some kind of giant body. Absolutely Goliath. Obviously previously dead. We don't kill anything. I don't kill anything for what I do.
Okay. Adley, like, looking over at the little rock that's probably wandering around, who's Adley names the Haggis Goliath.
It's just like, I merely create. And it's just, some people think what I do is evil. But it's just simply recycling, people. You all understand. I'm sure that you all have done things that other people might have considered bad over time. Wouldn't you agree, Seth? I have notes on you.
You know, you don't even have to tell us these things. I don't think anyone here would judge you for this anyway, maybe, because we have other things to do, but that's okay if you want the attention. Good job. Good job.
I'm making sure that we all accept that we're all a little bit misunderstood. So we all try to do the right things, and it's all seen as wrong. You make one little mistake. You graft the head of a giant dragon on top of a griffin once, and it wreaks havoc all through Sonnery, and it comes down here and then makes its way to the wastes. You do that once.
I didn't even know you did that.
I don't know what grafting is.
That seems ridiculous. Like, I think you would, like, the concept of grafting, I think it's simple. Like, it's not like grafting isn't a weird thing, I don't think.
No,
like, unless you completely don't want to have anything to do with like the science part of it. But to be crew, you have to have like basic.
Scientifically, I have no idea how that works.
Oh yeah, anytime spent with Osiria.
Yeah, no, I know how grafting with plants works.
To a degree, grafting with flesh is about the same thing, just sometimes it doesn't work out as well as you think it would. But also, what? You put what on a what?
Oh, it was a long time ago. I was digging in the cemetery, like I'm one to do. I found a dragon, and it's just like, barely. Like,
you found just a dragon buried?
Of course.
I mean,
if you die, you go to the cemetery.
That's pretty good luck, I guess. I mean,
a lot of dragons die. This one was lucky enough to just have a giant hole in his chest.
Lucky?
Yes, the head wasn't hurt.
Adley's arms are wrapped around her torso right now.
As long as the head was fine, I could use it. The body was quite wasted at that point, but
I'm sure what came out of it, even though it sounds like it departed quickly, was certainly something to behold.
It was an angry one. I've lived a long time since that moment, and really, I feel like I've turned around with it. But alas, they call me mad.
You don't say.
You're just angry.
We're
I
all
think that-
mad here.
The porridge arrives, and he's just
You
like,
guys go.
he's just, oh, thank you. Oh.
Hi, Clem.
Hi. Here's some porridge.
His has a little smiley face made in like maple syrup. He's like, ha! It's
Oh.
perfect.
Cash is just, as they've been talking, slowly scooting away to have his own personal bubble.
Okay, I'm starting to not like dislike this guy. I'm starting to feel like he is just really wanting to talk about the things he does. He just really wants people to know that he
I get the
can do
vibe he
things.
doesn't get out much. Or talks to real people.
I think Cash accidentally made Dr. Myers his best friend.
Oh
Or at
no.
least Dr. Myers thinks Cash is his best friend. That is what I'm trying to do. Like he doesn't have professional contemporaries except for Cash.
And he's just too polite to say anything about it. Oh no.
Yeah, Dr. Myers, the guy sitting in this chair eating a delightful smiley face porridge, wearing a skin jacket,
Mm-hmm.
like discussing how he wants to graft
I'm just going to drink water and listen politely because I like it when people listen to my ridiculously specific self-interest hyper focuses.
Mm-hmm. Clementine would just reminisce that like with Cash like listening to like his presentation, his like 3-hour presentation on lemons and citrus. He's like, yeah,
Oh god.
yeah.
Now that I know kind of, or at least I think I know the feeling, I'm gonna look like I'm going to listen more intently.
Yeah, Clementine would listen as soon as he gets there and he's here, and he's like, oh, takes a seat, just eats porridge.
I died a little bit there, guys. Sorry. I was
No.
listening. I was just coughing a
You're
lot.
good.
Okay, no.
Oh, it's
No,
fine. If you
drink
die,
water.
Dr. Myers will fix
I
it.
thought I
will.
know, too. Oh no.
That's the guy I want to die in company. Like, I need to make very clear that when Dr. Myers brings somebody back, he doesn't bring back any of their mental capacity. If like you see something that Dr. Myers brought back, it cannot talk to you as the person it was. It is no longer the person it was. He does not have any resurrection magic to him. He has reanimation magic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's like necromancy versus restoration.
Necromancy in science. I mean, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's not casting any spells.
All right.
He's more of electricity and Frankensteining it.
He is so
That's the
much just
vibe.
Frankenstein in it.
Yeah, I figure he's just using the parts and he's making something new, and it's not really the same thing it was originally. So that's what I'm getting.
He's just like, absolutely, it is. It's about the reanimation. I have no interest in bringing back someone's loved ones. That seems macabre and disgusting. But I'd happily make a servant for somebody. You need a little help. You need somebody to, like, clean up your house. Like that what's that body doing? It's just rotting in the ground, which I have always found incredibly silly.
Isn't that just what organic things do?
And it's ridiculous that they let them do that. Why would you let something rot?
Some cultures put them in boxes.
I heard some of them put them in cages and hang them from the ceiling.
I've heard I've heard of sorry, real quick. Whew, my body's dying.
I know.
It's like I too have heard of Plum Bob. That place is fascinating. I'm not allowed near there.
I
Deadly
wonder
shivers.
why.
Those beetles have like the most amazing thing. If what I could do with just one of their fingers.
Right. Uh, sorry, normally I heal. I don't.
No, no, no. I'm not talking about you. It's just like I'm sure that when you die and you end up in the cemetery, I might use some of your parts in the future. It's like I'm in no rush to use your parts right now.
I
I would
kind of
highly recommend-
promised my
Ask permission.
core to somebody else.
Oh no, when you die, you'll be at the cemetery.
That's just how things work here. Usually, like, I don't know. The original idea was I explode, but this is not actually my normal body.
When you die, you will be in the cemetery. Same as everyone else. Everyone in this world, if you die and receive like funeral rites and stuff, as long as your body was whole when you died, or even if it's not, your body's in the cemetery. That's how the cemetery works.
So does it become like public property, or logistically, how does that work?
Dr. Myers is very excited to explain how the cemetery works.
Oh God.
Mhm.
It's just like for as
so-
long as time in memoriam, the cracks along the side of the along the ground in the cemetery have always filled with new bodies. Gravestones appear, marking out the deeds of your life. Thematic, many times. I have seen graves of pirate queens with great mausoleums and like marking where they are. Great heroes have statues formed of them above their newly found grave, which makes them very easy to find, I'll have you know. Like, a lot of people think, it's like, oh no, it's just like, it's so great. It's that I can just dig them up, it's fine.
That's where a haggis comes from, right?
Oh, no, no, no. That little creature is not from the cemetery.
Oh. What? Do you know where they're from?
That place has a name. Give me a second. Where is my list of map titles? What's the place called, Nika, that, Oh wait, I got it right here. Thresholm.
Okay.
It's like,
this
I do not interfere with the cult.
I don't know what that is.
As well, you shouldn't interfere with them. Stay clear of them. They're an odd lot. They're an odd lot. But he looks back at Seth. About the cemetery. When someone dies and is grieved over and is like put into the ground, like no matter what or how people deal with their dead, they are always found in the cemetery. It's unknown to me how they arrive, but they always have.
And once they're there, just anybody can go take what they want. Is there any?
Oh, it's not just anybody.
legal
I am
implications?
quite adept at it. I'd be better at it if that crocodile hadn't stole my shovel. Stealing's harsh, I'm sorry. I lost it in a poker game. But still, come on.
Was it a magical shovel?
Of course it was a magical shovel.
I was just making sure. I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of this and how it works. Because
It's
that
magic, right?
it just seems like anybody could go and take whatever they want.
Oh, and they do. But they have to look out for the widows, the whalers.
So it's pretty much like treasure finding. You're going. It's like a dungeon, but instead of monsters, you're fighting these whalers, right? And the chests are just people's bodies. people's bodies are the treasure chests, right?
Well, that's a macabre way of looking at it. I treat people's bodies with
That's right.
respect.
I mean, once somebody's dead, it's nothing more than a treasure chest filled with organs.
Oh, I don't use the organs very much. Like, they tend to go first. And they get real bad. I can sometimes find a heart that's quite useful to me.
Mm,
The more this conversation goes on, Cash is side-eyeing the hell out of Seth.
What do you use the hearts for? Like, as an example, I'm very curious. It sounds interesting.
The heart is an internal power source for its own right. You can, and I have done it a couple of times, but it's very dangerous. Put the heart from one creature into another so it begins beating a new kind of blood. I've seen some research about doing it with a golden vampire, so that forging a heart that can pump gold. Now, like, I mostly think that is speculation, and nobody signed the bottom of that paper. So I think that it's mostly made up. But that technology could prove invaluable to me.
Interesting. I see. That's fascinating.
I'm sure.
So what happens if somebody has two hearts to begin with, and one of those is replaced with something else?
I don't know. I only work with the dead. I don't work with anything living. And like I said, I don't need their heart to make them move. As he does like little puppet hands over his over his little bowl of pores that is almost completely gone.
Clementine's probably finished his by now.
Cash hasn't touched his because he's just having a time listening to this.
It's just like, and like I was hoping to find the skin tree, because any new creature in the world needs to be studied. I would never hurt it, but I would like to know what I'd be working with if a new group of creatures start spreading throughout the world and I find them dead. Are they sentient? Do they have burial rights? These are questions that I just would like to ask the tree.
That's all.
Well, that and for samples, but I always ask first.
I mean, that seems fair, as long as you ask. Wait, there's a tree made of skin?
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I guess bark just really is tree skin anyway.
Steven looks up, he's like, no. Let me tell you. When you see Claire, you'll know that is not... Bark is not skin. Skin is skin.
My skin isn't skin.
Irrelevant. Trees should not have skin, or hair, or fingernails like that.
With what you're describing,
What?
are you sure this is a tree and not some sort of strange-looking mammal?
She keeps calling herself a tree.
Okay,
Is
maybe someone died in that forest, didn't they? Like that was, I feel like that was mentioned and then glossed over.
Oh.
Like, didn't we pass a house?
Yes, Dr. Myers, you did mention something about somebody had died in that house, but there was no
Mhm.
blood, but it smelled
Mhm.
like it.
Oh yes, there was a small, like, hunting cabin out there. I'm quite full. He stands up, patting his belly. That was amazing, Clementine. May I have the recipe?
Do I?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Sure. Clementine would definitely give it to him. It's like, oh yeah, sure, of course. Here you go. Enjoy.
He takes the recipe and, like, looks at your hands as he, like, takes it. He's just like, I wonder if I need hands like that to repurpose this.
Dr. Meyer, please.
No, it's
I'm
a skill.
sorry.
You can learn. Clementine just puts his hands up. These weren't always as good as they were now. So you know.
He nods. He nods. He looks at you. Look at his hands. He has two different hands
Hmm. Interesting.
that do not match his skin tone or the size of his body.
And I will say, when he's touching Clem's hands and made that comment, Cash is just glaring at him.
It's like, okay. Professional decorum. I understand.
Although if I ever lose it and I can't reattach it, I guess I'll let you know.
He like pulls out his business card and hands it to you. If you ever lose it, I can reattach it. I promise you.
Okay, thank you. He just puts that
Yes,
away.
I could attest to that.
I'm curious about all the nuance that it takes to reconnect, or to connect different body parts to a creature when the base creature never had those body parts. I'm sorry, that just, I don't know.
It's
Something.
easier when they're dead. You're not trying to get the blood to go through. This was quite complex. Like looking at his own hands.
And maybe that's what a heart could help with too. If you have a different kind of heart, process
Huh.
different into blood.
You see him flip a page and start writing about like different hearts allow. It's
Well,
like,
I couldn't use an artificial heart.
fascinating.
I don't even have a heart, so yeah, probably.
I have an extra one. But no, maybe an artificial one. Just a mechanical heart.
Yeah, that too. Some
And
Or
the
maybe even a-
functionality to make sure everything flows and gets blood flow to where it needs and whatever needs to flow through the body.
It's like, and so see, this is why I need to talk to living people more often. They say I need to get out of my house and stop talking to like my inventions. And like here I am. I've come down to this provincial town and I've met all of you fine folk and got to meet up with Dr. Cash again. I'm very excited about this. A lot of work on hearts, and now I'm gonna go meet a skin tree.
Ah, yeah. I hope you see her.
We
We can go if there's still enough daylight. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
We're going to go see the skin tree.
I want to help.
Okay.
Okay.
what else are we here though before we get busy with something else? Like, are we good to go?
Yeah, I mean, we can for sure, unless you guys had something else you wanted to do in here right now. You have dropped off all the supplies. You've looked
Okay.
around a little bit. You've seen the kitchen and like this room, and obviously like the foyer and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as we've done what we needed to do here and we've done
There
our,
was
what we needed
nothing-
to, we can go. I
There
just want to
was
make sure we
nothing
did our job.
There was nothing the mysticians needed specifically.
Yeah.
Not specifically
we
the
can go check up on them.
as far as like dropping like stuff that the mysticians needed, it was just like show up here, make sure everything's going well, make sure like they're not being attacked, because this is obviously like some weird, like a lot of magic is happening in this area right up until as soon as Vatna is done with the portal and stuff, it will basically be undetectable unless it's open. But right now, it is giving off a decent amount of energy.
Okay, so we just want to keep an eye out for anything else that also might come after that. So yeah, going outside I guess makes sense.
I feel like we can just be doing that now. Then just also
Yeah.
scope the area and see if there's anything else we gotta be cautious.
Double
of.
up on tasks.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys head back into Spooky Forest,
Let's go.
but not haunted.
It's just spooky a little bit.
Just a little bit spooky. And then this is the cabin.
What a hell of a place to die.
What is that? Huh?
What?
And like anybody sensitive to it, it does reek of blood. Like the whole area reeks of like a violent death.
Okay.
I have a shitty sense of smell, so not me.
And I feel like Clementine would be able to tell, but he's not sensitive to it. If it's in the air, he can smell that.
I would
and stuff.
figure, being a doctor and all, he'd be used to the smell. Like, he'd pick up on it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Dr. Myers is like, and he like takes in Cash and Clem. He takes in everybody's like views of it. He's like, you can feel it. Something big happened here. Something like dangerous. But I've been inside, so. And he like.
And there-
and-
You
it's
know,
like-
blood. It was just the smell.
It's yeah. So like, if you guys go into it, you can. The floor is. This place is so clean right now. Like, yeah, it's a little decrepit, but there's no like dust on anything. Like, there's no like standing water on the floor. There's no blood stains. Everything is like neatly organized.
I want to look around to see if this is something particularly important to something we should be worried about for the tower. As far as like I want to know like if here or on the way over here is important to like what our scouting should be, and I'm gonna use for fateful insight in order to gain an intuitive understanding of a decision on what we should be doing to make sure that that tower is okay.
Sure, go ahead and give me a 20-sider.
Okay. I'm just also trying to track that. Also, I feel like I'm using these several times, but screw it. Let's roll 2.
Alright, 3 and a 7, so a tough choice. Alright. With that, you can, as you're walking through the forest, you can see, what looks like to a lot of people as, like, just, like, rocks got loose or something and, like, caused, like, these furrows in the ground, or, like, a tree had fallen and, like, caused these, like, massive, gashes in the ground. But what actually has happened is this is Claire walking around. You can see her footprints, which look like dozens of feet with long nails, like as they are walking through the forest. You can either follow that trail, or there's a... Yeah, you can follow that trail, or you can learn a little bit more about this, this cabin.
I feel like Adley would want to know more about the cabin, because if Claire is just kind of wandering around and doesn't seem to be hurting anyone, it doesn't seem like that's going to be an issue for the outpost.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like looking around the cabin, you can see that multiple people have been in here. So like you see, even though it's very clean, you do see muddy footprints, newer, of like many different sizes and many different people. Like at some point, like, outside the cabin, you see footprints that look like they might have been the leaping lemurs situation. You know what I mean? Like adventuring groups have been coming to this cabin. And there was a small fire made outside, and it's just like clearly people were waiting for whoever like is in this cabin to come back, and they never did.
Well, it seems like people were waiting for whoever was here.
Would there be any paperwork or books around?
Roll me a 20-sider. 2 of them actually, double up is up.
Oh.
13 is so spooky.
Oh, I have to decrease my
Yep.
countdown. Okay, so I am at 10. There we go.
Did you do it for your countdown as well? Yeah.
Yes,
Yep,
I
yep,
did.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see, I think it's under the couch situation. Like, as you're looking, the one piece of paper that was not caught by F7 is under there, and you look at it. Let me see if I can find where this is. I have to have it. Here we go. You see a bit of a page of a book that looks like this. It's just a torn out picture, but like with Beromancy, you just see Osiria.
Oh, he straight up knows that the picture that everybody else sees is of the big bad wolf, but he straight up sees Assyria.
Yep.
I'm assuming Adley recognizes who that specific picture.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Adley just looks at it and goes, "Oh no." Wait,
Dr.
how-
Myers
how-
just comes
how
over
would the
to
big
it.
bad wolf get out of that book?
What?
I think since he's seeing more to the picture, he puts it in. He just opens a page in his journal and just slides it right in. Dr. Myers, do you by chance know who owned this cabin? Like, do you know who this was? You said it was somewhere for the guild that would stop at.
Oh yes, I heard that there are many like you know, the silly like moderate missions that the guild like to do. Send somebody on, kidnap children, magical mirror, all of that. This forest used to have a beast that took care of that. He expired quite a long time ago, and they filled his slot with a ridiculously named biggest, baddest beast. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But, and according to all of the people who have been in this forest since I have arrived looking for that skin tree, they're very elusive for a tree made of skin. But yeah, they had set up base here. I'm
Yeah.
very surprised the Wander crew never ran into them. I've heard many of you are part of the guild.
Sort of. Adley
Character
like
question.
pulls the little Red Riding hood cloak around.
So, would we know that that we are having issues with the guild currently?
I think the guild is honestly trying to keep that mostly to themselves. Like, I think they're trying to keep it behind closed doors and still
Okay.
trying to work it out because the Silver Thimble is a large predominant city, and they still want to trade with you all, especially because you're getting TV up and running. Like, let me tell you, they love their soaps.
So we
Meteor.
wouldn't have any clue that we have had issues in the past, unless somebody wrote reports on it, but I would assume otherwise.
Oh, you guys would know that there's problems with it. Dr. Myers just
Okay.
wouldn't know.
Okay, that was more of my question.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's good to know that they're trying, but goddamn. We do have some members in the guild. It's just yes.
I see. Some missions are beneath everyone. Like, who wants to fight a wolf? A wolf! There's so many more fascinating things out there. Did I tell you about the dragon head on a griffin body?
Twice, yes.
Huge! You've never seen such a large griffin. Well, I have. You probably
body
have.
still small?
What was that?
Was the griffin body still really?
That griffin body was never small. He was a giant. From the waists, I hear. And he's just like, see, he opens his book to Seth and like shows him. See, my plan is, in the wastes, they have giant creatures, absolutely gargantuan. I've heard of one that stands above the rest. Like a massive mass of muscle and spikes. I believe they go by Sabbatha.
Oh.
If I can find Sabbatha, and if it needs to be put down, I will put it down myself, calmly and humanely. And then I intend to attach solar panels to a spinal column.
Okay. Adley is going to look at Cash being like, I need to double check that page later.
Yes, later.
And kind of back out of the house and peek around again.
I'd definitely like to speak to you more about this later, Doctor. We've got some interesting interests, but we definitely should go look for that skin tree now.
Oh, we're still looking for the skin tree. Excellent. And he like claps a little bit. And like steps out of the house. It's just Cash and Clem left in that. Oh wait, it's Seth. Cash, Clem, and Seth are in the house right now.
That was really
I
awkward.
wanna... Oh, I mean, I just want to do one little more look around to see if there's anything else left in here.
Oh yeah, roll me a 20-sider, Clem.
Okay. Let's see.
16 is a success, absolutely. You see there's a stack of there are wine bottles lined up. Like there was food in here, like rations, hardtack situation, some ale and some wine bottles. One of these wine bottles has a liquid in it that does not match the others.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at that.
It's viscous, almost like ink.
Okay. Is there any like cap around that I could just probably put this on, because I want to take this and probably have someone look at it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. And I mean, is there anything else in the other ones too? Because just so I can like be like, oh, this is like actually what it's supposed to be, and then there's this liquid. Or is it just?
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
one?
You can grab a normal bottle of wine too.
Yeah. I'm just so there's comparison. I'm gonna grab that regular one.
Real quick, Clem, how are you testing it? Have you opened the bottle?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would have opened it and looked inside and checked them, and then I would have, probably would have noticed that one's a bit different.
I think some of the ink sloshes back and forth and comes like out of it a little bit.
Oh.
As Clem's like looking at it, like almost like moving, like it's not alive. That I just want to make sure we know that, but kind of like moving like the T1000, the T1000 situation.
Okay.
It kind of looks like it's grasping for like the end of your hammer, the honey hammer.
Oh.
Like it wants to be part of that.
I mean, I'm cautious about that. Like,
Oh yeah, you can cork it back up real quick. I definitely think that the smart thing to do is study it first.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely studying it first. I mean, I take note of that, but I do cap it and be like, okay, we got to take a look at this first and see what this is exactly. That's interesting. And I'm also going to let them know that, like, whoever is going to look into it, that, like, hey, it was kind of wanting to latch onto my hammer, and I don't know, it was around, like, it was around very peculiarly. It just writing down notes and just gonna let anyone that looks into it just know what I saw and what I noticed.
Cash, that bottle reeks of blood.
He's got his nose scratched. What is that? It smells awful.
I don't know. We gotta find out. We gotta look into it and see exactly what it is. I mean, I have a hunch, but I don't want to assume. And I think we should take this back and have a look at it. And just, here's, what's actually supposed to be in the bottle, just, as clarity. But yeah, this is peculiar.
Let's hope nobody looks it.
But Cash, you said we have a medical lab, right?
I would think that back at the outpost is enough for like minor things, but nothing too large since it's not intended to be, So we could have enough to actually figure out what it is.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally down for it. Like, I've got that place made, ready to go as well. But let's find our skin tree, everybody.
Alrighty, let's go.
Mhm.
All right. So who's gonna try to lead the way towards the skin tree? Like, do we have any way of tracking her?
Actually, I want to try this. 2 ticks, uncanny salvage. Would that work?
Yeah, you get useful items or information. Go ahead and roll me a 20 setter.
All right.
All right, so 11. As like you come across those grooves and stuff that you saw before, but this time you really pay attention to them, and like you can follow the path deeper into the forest. Like it is off the beaten path, but we'll just put you here because it's just the one that I got for the scary forest.
I think Adley thinks this is probably not. I don't think Adley thinks that these abilities are anything more than possibly like Stitchcraft related at this point.
As you're like wandering through the forest, you do see just some of the trees swaying, and then one of them just like with grotesque hair and like tons of fingernails everywhere and just eyes all over it. It's just like, hello.
Hey, hello.
Oh, hi. Actually, I do like all
Clementine
the
waves.
eyes. That's really cool.
Clementine is actually very fascinated and intrigued. It's like,
It
oh.
is covered in a sheen of sweat. It definitely has a smell to it.
Oh.
I'm not saying like necessarily I'm not saying it smells terrible. It's just like she needs a bath.
No, yeah, I figured. Yeah, because she's sweaty.
And like anything that you see green is like stringy hair, not leaves.
Is your name Claire?
I am Claire.
Oh.
It's like, how can I help you? What are you guys after? You seem to be following me around, and like I decided to stop hiding.
Oh, you were hiding? Why
Oh,
were you
I'm
hiding?
sorry about that. We were trying to find you, but just to say hi, and because this
Yeah.
nice Dr. Myers wanted to talk to you.
Excellent. I don't think I know you all. You have my name, but I'm at a loss for yours.
Oh,
Hello,
Adel. I mean Adley.
Just call me Cash.
Dr. Myers is like, Dr. Cash.
Mm-hmm.
They're a doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm sorry. I'm Dr. Myers. How can I help you all?
Well, as we said, our and just kind of looks Myers up and down a moment. Friend here wanted to ask you if you
He smiles so wide. He's like so giddy at Cash calling him friend.
Oh.
out of character. That's so sweet. In character, this man is like, God damn, I made friends with the weird guy, and now he thinks we're friends. Like I was nice to him, and now he's my problem.
He's currently like narrating what he's writing in his diary. Dear diary, you won't believe what happened. Dr. Cash, I'm sorry, called me friend. Heart. XOXO.
Fuck.
Closes it. Opens it back up. I've watched their commercial 1,000 times.
Oh.
That's so wholesome.
He's so wholesome, but like I said, he's just rubbing the bridge of his nose. Like,
Oh no, I'm gonna make you guys love the creepy fucking Frankenstein guy. This is
Oh.
my goal.
I loved it when we
Oh no,
first
it's
met him.
oh no, I love Dr.
yeah.
Myers. He's great.
Yeah.
But our friend here was wanting to ask you a few, I suppose, personal questions.
I don't want to sound intrusive, Claire. This is like, I am Dr. Myers, and puts his hand out to shake, and you see another, like, a branch come down that is vaguely a hand. Somewhat hoof, somewhat claws, somewhat human fingers. Come down and shake Dr. Myers' hand. He's like, excellent, excellent, good to... Like, no, wait, not hooves. A mouse cast this spell. So, I think this tree is slightly, like, rodent-esque. In, like...
I don't know how, but that makes this so much worse, that it's mostly rodentia.
Yeah, it's just... There's definitely tails somewhere, you know? Like, some of the vines are just, like, rat tails situation, or, like, mouse tails. Because that's what H7 was. Is.
See one on the side there on the right, like.
They're mixed in with the hair, so they're like vines.
Yeah, not like a naked mole rat. I had a bald rat when I was growing up.
Mm.
Her name was Guinevere. She was amazing.
That's adorable.
Good name.
It's a very good name.
So, should we let you two talk? I don't want to. Be
absolutely.
rude.
Like, I would love to bring Claire here to a medical, if you have a medical facility, and just give her a physical. Just make sure that she's all right. If she needs, like, I don't know if this ground is good for your feet now that you have skin instead. Do you need clothes? Are you cold? We should get you a physical.
Maybe wash up a little bit too, and like, just make sure you're all taken care of.
Absolutely. We could give you a bath. I'm sure that we have, like, the facilities to help any size creature at the manor. Would you all agree?
I believe
We?
that's why we built it the way that we did,
I would hope so. I would think so.
so that we can accommodate everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get Claire back to the manor, and Claire's like, I've been here before. Oh, it's fancier now. This is a strange tower. Like, what does this do?
That I wouldn't touch that one. That's still being worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would say it's probably a good idea not to touch that, as it might do irreparable damage to your health.
I understand.
Currently.
Metal. I get it. I'm a metal. That's a metal tree. I'm a skin tree. It's just like, all right. So yeah, lead on. I don't think we need to do the bathing Claire scene, but I do think it's funny.
Yeah. Is this like, just make sure she's all clean and just, whatever else she needs, check her health, whatever else, just, make sure she's okay. And if she needs anything else, anything she wants to ask or like need, just check.
Get her a nice
just a check.
comfort blanket.
If she
Yeah,
enjoys
that.
staying here, maybe she can even, stay and apply for a position.
I lost my Dr. Myers token somewhere, and I'm trying to. There it is.
If Claire ends up working for the crew, that is going to be the biggest fucking, like, whiplash.
Well, let me tell you, Dr. Myers is looking for an assistant, so that could be fun too.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
So-
he definitely would have a friend in that.
I think this is gonna be this is your medicals thing. Here, let's move move things around so you can see it all. But yeah, so
Oh.
I see. Let me see.
did you get it, Van X? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Van X, here is the treasure map item. I am not 100% sure that you're ready for this. Because it might be the silliest thing I've ever made.
No.
Like,
Told you that's Leonardo DiCaprio's face stuck in a spoon.
Wait.
all right, get ready.
Oh, what
Okay.
the absolute fuck?
That spoon is a leftover from when the curse was in this place. That spoon used to be something else. This is the spirit spoon.
Oh.
It has another name, but you don't know it yet.
Okay.
The spirit spoon is a finely crafted wooden spoon with a smooth, polished surface, subtle mystic runes etched along its handle. It appears to be an ordinary spoon, but is inhabited by the quirky, albeit not evil, spirit known as... And then it blanks out. You don't know his name yet.
What? Well, we'll keep this spoon safe.
The spirit spoon, whenever the wielder faces a situation requiring a d20 roll, they have the option to roll a second d20, or a third if something else is up. But you get an extra one. To activate this ability, the wielder must first engage in a genuine conversation with the spirit. This conversation cannot be merely formality. The wielder must speak to the spoon in a normal conversational level and interact with it as they would a real person.
I do that.
The problem, only the wielder can hear the voice. To others, it appears that the wielder is talking to an inanimate object, which may lead to some curious and amusing situations.
We do this. I love this so much. Thank you.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Vanix, but like,
Clementine is so happy.
Cash is so used to seeing Clem just talk to things. He's like, oh, that's
He
normal.
named this pumpkin. He named his pumpkin Lancaster. So like, and he talks to the pumpkin like it's a person.
See,
so,
it's
like,
normal.
He's
He's done it. At this point,
loves
it's just
this
him
dude
just
already.
doing.
He's like,
yeah,
"Oh,
he's
hello
done
there."
this shit since he was a kid.
Puts in pocket where it could stick out a little bit, like his head's poking out. I'm gonna keep you here.
It's
All
like,
right.
oh, sick. What I need to come up with a good accent for this one. Like that spoon needs its own voice. I accepted that, but I don't know what that voice is right now.
Okay.
So yeah, Dr. Myers and Dr. Cash, this is you give Claire your physical. What would you test? Claire is not modest. All of the rest of you guys can be in here. Claire has no sense of like, it's like, oh no, I don't want people to see me naked.
She hasn't learned shame. Bless her heart. Oh, God. I think he's just going to be very confused about how do you give a physical to what was once a tree?
Exactly. Isn't this a fascinating concept? Also, are these mouse tails coming out of you? And Claire like
Mouse
twitches the tails. Oh, I suppose so. Am I a mouse?
I think you just figured out the first thing to try. I'm gonna draw a little bit of blood. This may poke. This may be feel a little uncomfortable the first time, but just know that it's gonna be fine.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a 20-sider. And all of you can do this, and like as long as you can explain how you are helping with this physical, I will take the highest.
Adley is going to get a blanket and help hold her whatever hand / appendage she wishes so that they can comfort her, because Adley doesn't like needles either.
It's most certainly almost like, you know how mice have like really long feet?
Oh, yes.
And like that, like just slaps one of those on your shoulder. Slap.
Aw, hello. I'm just gonna pet hand.
Yep. Alright, so 10's not bad though. 15 still like holding on top. Clem or Seth, do you have any way of helping with a physical?
I mean,
want
like, what else are
to-
they doing? Because I mean, Clementine would also try to, I guess like, he would try to make sure she's as comfortable as possible. But I guess he'd also help with like examining maybe like, you know, anything else that like maybe they can't get to, or just you know, making sure she's as comfortable as possible. Just kind of being like.
She's like, something
aware.
smells delicious though.
Oh, what is what are you smelling?
I've been mostly just eating things that I find on the ground. I haven't, like, this is my first time inside, which is amazing. It's warm in here. I didn't know. Everybody kept saying it was like cold, but I wasn't sure that what I was feeling was cold.
would you like to try some porridge?
I
Like,
would
we
lo-
have
What is that?
oh, it's this like kind of grain slurry, and you can top it with some nice stuff. And I just pull out a list and I read it out to Claire, like what she can put on it. And
She
like,
wants
"Would you
peanut
like
butter
any
and
of those?"
cheese.
Okay, peanut butter and cheese, gotcha. And anything else with your porridge? Because I'll get it right for you. And
I don't know what
it'll
else
be
mice
comfortable.
eat. All I've ever known that mice
Okay.
enjoy are peanut butter and cheese.
All right, and then Clementine
Everything.
just, like make sure you just nod and get it for her, and just help her feed her the porridge.
I am going to. I made my roll of 13, so I'm gonna go and get her a big, big, massive blanket the second that she says she's cold.
And also, do I roll?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll.
Yeah.
Because like I'm looking for like that fucking hell, Clem. You just you are the best at porridge known to man.
That's fine.
Nobody has been
Oh.
better at porridge.
Make sure she gets the perfect forage for her needs. Absolutely, best first time.
Clem is now the porridge wizard. Turns out your honey hammer can just make porridge.
Oh, can it though?
Sure,
Okay.
absolutely. Why not?
It
Okay.
makes honey porridge. It just
You've mastered it.
Little dollop of honey and porridge. Like, oh wait, actually try a little bit of this too. Just yeah. All right.
And very similar to how the honey can become almost like cement, the porridge, when dried, is very like you can build houses out of this stuff.
Oh, useful. All right.
Oh, that's neat.
Clementine takes note of that. He's like, I gotta experiment with this sometime. Let's see. But he's far focused on the making sure she's.
Oh yeah, Claire's loving it.
Yeah,
Seth,
yeah.
how does Seth make this a more enjoyable experience, or just like a more thorough experience?
I want to make sure all of every utensil that's being used is clean. I want to keep the table clear so when things need to be changed out, they can without an issue. And I want to have my handy dandy clipboard, and I want to take thorough notes so the doctors can be focused on what they're doing, and they can just tell me, and I'll write everything down so that they can have those notes for later.
Okay, I don't want to get back into the talk of the poop room, but here we are. I think if you consume it, it's fine. I don't think we're killing anybody with this porridge. I'm just thinking that if we use it specifically to let it dry out, just to make sure we're not killing all of our unisex, unirace, everything bathrooms.
I am trying not to make a shit brick joke.
I'm trying so hard to just like to not talk about poop, but it keeps coming up.
I'm not trying to let my brain go there because it will go there. And I'm like, no, I will not. But I am thinking of ways how to use this, and this is fun. So, poop aside,
Alright,
another
Seth.
building tool. That's fine.
Right? Yeah. Seth, go ahead and roll me a 20-sider to see how you are as a doctor's assistant. Rough.
Oh,
Take another roll, Seth.
Okay.
Adley is going to, because all Adley did was like help hold hand and get a blanket, so I think he probably have a little bit of time.
Ha ha! Equally as rough.
Really?
all right.
I apparently have really bad handwriting, and I keep dropping stuff on the floor.
Well, maybe Cash could read it still.
Could I?
I think Cash could read it, but I think yeah, Cash could still read it as long as it was written with intent. Beomancers can still read. Like handwriting is not a problem for Beomancers, especially Cash. Any handwriting for Cash, you immediately know it.
You are immune to the
Like-
doctor's bad handwriting.
Right, exactly that. Like you can read all bad handwriting.
Nice.
This is not common to other people. This is specific to Cash. That this is not a language that you are deciphering. It is literally just bad handwriting that Cash can decipher.
Nice.
All right,
Yeah. He can read my own handwriting. Let's go.
right? There we go. Doctor it up, people. So let's diagnose Claire. Like what are her weaknesses? What are her strengths? We've got a 20 on this. to like we know. So everybody tell me one thing about Claire. They can be good or like a bad thing for her.
Maybe more neutral. She can still photosynthesize, but cannot use that as her primary source of food.
Solid, solid.
Unfortunately, there's nothing that truly can be done about the foot situation. So unfortunately, that would be something that she'd have to be wary about where she's going.
Oh, we can't make shoes for her.
Yeah, I would say something with how she's made up. It makes it difficult to make an actual protective thing that doesn't also hinder her movement.
Okay, and she's just like, well, I mean, when I stay on these rugs, it feels good. Maybe I'm an inside tree.
I think for your
Oh.
health, it might be better that you're an inside tree somewhere.
All right, Clem. What else have we learned about her?
I mean, I think with like, even though we didn't like show her anything, like she's like sweating and she has a smell and everything, whether it's good or bad. It's just like I think she does regularly need to, like, like as a thing, like just kind of maybe like some maintenance, just like be groomed and stuff. Like she needs to like maybe have a rinse or brush her hair a little bit.
Oh my
Maybe,
god, you guys brushing a tree's hair is the cutest thing I've ever thought of.
Yeah, no, Clementine would happily
Aw.
brush her. Like, and it's just like yeah, just she just needs some care, and that's like regular. So grooming and stuff.
Absolutely, and she loves it. She likes to be groomed. Like, and she'll do it too. It's like she like will learn how to like. You guys can make her combs and stuff.
Yeah,
I
no,
really like the
Clementine-
idea of a. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say Clementine would definitely help like supply and like teach her whatever she needs with that because he does make soaps and shampoos, so he will definitely give her a supply of that and be like, hey, you could use these for your hair.
Oh
and-
my
and you wanna
God.
bathe. Give her some bath bombs a little bit too. Like he loves that shit, so he's definitely just gonna regularly just give her that stuff.
I love this so much.
Yeah.
All right, Seth, bring us home. What's one more thing we know about Claire?
Since she is a flesh creature, she has a healthy amount of organs. Too many for a normal creature, but they are redundancies for her.
Okay,
She
so she
loses
has a
a
heartbeat.
and she
Can we
has a-
hear her heartbeat? Is it loud?
It's got to be big to get blood through all of those veins.
Oh, she's got veins.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's what Cash learns from fucking like pricking her and like getting some of her blood out. Like she's straight up got veins.
she's got multiple hearts because her body is so big, and she does have big veins.
Awesome. She's like, okay. Am I? She's just she whispers, "Am I part of the crew?"
Mm,
Can I get a uniform?
I'm not an officer.
I don't
mean,
know
maybe
that
we could
any of
ask.
us are officers,
no,
but we
no.
can ask.
Yeah, like I mean, that we can look into that and see if you want to join. I don't
I
see
mean,
a problem.
if
with
you're
that, but that's not our
interested,
decision.
It's like, okay, all right. I heard like you all know there's a big meeting coming on Friday, this Friday, and that is when we will decide where if Claire becomes like a part of the crew.
okay. I
We
know
will have that discussion.
Okay, because Caustic said we should give a call, but if we're gonna wait till Friday, we'll just.
We'll wait till like so
Yeah.
people can vote.
Yeah.
Because I think the choice is obvious that yes is probably going to happen, but I don't want to take away anybody else's like.
Yeah.
If there's a negative to it, I don't know yet.
But
I
if
mean, I would-
Claire
I would look
joins,
for,
then
you know-
Dr. Myers needs to join too. I mean,
No.
because wasn't
Oh,
she-
Dr. Myers has no interest in joining the crew
Yeah.
at all.
oh, thank
Not
God.
even in the least.
Yeah. If he did, that'd be
Okay, 'cause-
different. But no, I don't think he does.
No. He wants to be friends with Cash the same way that Chest is friends with Simmons, but neither one of them want to do your job.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting from that.
Okay, well, until then, we can at least make sure she's comfortable.
Oh yeah, she's lounging all over the room. I think this is where we start to realize that because she is skin and not wood, that like she finally just goes, ah, and like lets herself like go, and it's like a beanbag full of bones all over the floor.
Oh.
We never left Halloween month.
Just skin and eyes and mice ears and tails and like hair all over.
Was
Is-
there
is that-
anything else we needed to do?
No,
while
you guys
she's
did it.
relaxed?
You guys,
Okay.
you guys killed it. Like this game is fucking solid. You did the two main missions I had set up out here. The Dr. Myers wanted to see Claire, and there was hidden information that could have led more people to Osiria being the big bad wolf. But you have claimed it yourselves. All of that is gone. You guys have scrubbed that place clean of anything that could track back to you. For them, like the biggest baddest wolf is missing, but that big bad wolf is the big eyed beast is missing, but the big bad wolf is still pointed at Fang.
Since we're here, if we wanted to figure out what was in the bottle.
Yeah,
Oh,
we do that or
That bottle is Claire's just like relaxing on a sofa over here. You guys have to have really big furniture now.
I mean,
Me.
we have really big members of the crew.
I think it'd be all sizes, so like there's
Yeah.
definitely some big stuff for her to like, lounge on.
Claire big.
Yeah.
And just as another side question, are we all still kind of side-eyeing each other?
Yeah, it has been like the nervousness has been like going up, but you guys inside this place, you feel much safer. You feel more connected. You don't feel eyes on you when you're in here.
Hmm.
And Clementine, I think, would be more at ease and able to do what he's got to do in here. So
Cash and Clem, can you both give me 20 siders? Let's research this bottle of wine. 13 is hella spooky.
Spooky.
Is
Oh,
that
I
the
got a
second
six.
or third 13?
That's the third 13. And then, but yeah, Cash, as you uncork the bottle, it moves out. It moves very quickly and tries to wrap itself around the honey hammer, but you managed to stop it completely. That 13 will turn Van X, and that bingo will turn Van X's into a reap and sow.
Oh,
Mhm.
So,
okay.
Clem, you can move the honey hammer out of the like. What do you want to do, Clem? Like, you have a perfect 20 to contain this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like Cash, you see it going out, and you see words coming out of the bottle. Like, I hate to say it, use it twice, but you know that alcohol with the like swirling liquid in it
Mhm.
that looks like a night sky? It looks very similar to that, but you can make out words instead of like the glitter. Like you are seeing part of the story of the big bad wolf lunging at Clem's honey hammer.
Huh. I think with how quickly it moves, it also catches him off guard. So he would try to stop it with his hand.
Absolutely. And you know what? Because reap and sow for Clem. Like, here we go. We've been doing it all day. Let's keep it up. Let's fuck with the honey hammer.
Okay.
It splashes across your glove, and like your glove becomes just like black, and you feel your shadow like whip around and wrap your arm up, and you can feel it burning. Like it just like and like your shadow rips your glove off of you, and like now your hands are bare. Well, yeah, one hand is bare to the world, but covered in your own shadow. But it hurt. It hurt quite a bit. It felt like a dog biting down on your arm and just shaking, but just directly on your hand. I've never been bit in the hand by a dog, but I have been bit in the arm, which is why I gave that. But Clem, it wraps itself around your hammer, and like, for a second, like the honey merges with it. I mean, this is a 20 though. This part of it's a 20.
Okay.
So you are able to control it. Like you can force down the thoughts. Like it wants to go wild. You see the honey taking multiple like living creature shapes at the tip of your hammer, and it looks like a beast. It looks like a wolf, but only vaguely. Like it looks like a horrendous. It looks like a honey badger face for a moment, just like gnashing, and like you see claws coming out of it as it battles. But you are able to concentrate, just like Geary was teaching you, and keep it solidified.
Yep.
You can make temporary constructs out of the honey and this ink and the porridge now too.
Ooh.
Like that can look like creatures. You cannot turn yourself into a creature, but you can summon up a dog.
Okay.
Like it will be made of honey and porridge and ink.
Okay.
But yeah, porridge golems.
Nice.
Nice. That's so cool. I love that. Thank you.
Just to double check, that one also counts against my curse, right?
No, the reap and sow one, I don't count against your curse. Don't
Okay.
worry about that one. But yeah, oatmeal dogs, horses, I don't care. Like ride it,
Nice. I'm writing all this down so I can like use that later and just keep.
and
that
just
in-
like
So
spitball
fun.
things at me because I literally just came up with this. I wasn't thinking about this one for a while. I didn't know that we were gonna fuck with it this way.
Yeah, no, like I mean, no, he's definitely gonna be practicing though offhand, like what he can make, what the limits are, and just like just like oh wait, can I make what size creatures the limits? Like, can he like actually like?
I think that's the
Oh.
nicest reap and sow.
But Cash, you feel so much pain in that hand that you tried to cover it with.
Oh.
You feel, and like you will get better. Like, and Dr. Myers comes running over, and he's like, "Yes," and he's like, "Your shadow's trying to," and he like pulls out a cleaver. Do you need me to remove it?
No.
No,
God, no.
no. Oh,
No.
and puts it back. He's just like, "All right, all right, all right." He's like, "Quickly, quickly, like come over here, though," and like he motions you to like your like washing, like your basin for washing. Oh, somebody left the call.
Oh.
It was
No,
Seth. He's back.
Yay.
Like the basin for washing, and it's just like wash it off quickly. And it's just like excellent, excellent. And when you are not like, this is the one part of it, when you're not like paying really close attention, the camera will show Myers pulling out little scissors and snip a bit of that shadow off
Mm.
and tuck it into a vial.
I take that back.
I have a question like after this though.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so Cash, like, it has stopped burning, but what do the scar, like, it's gonna leave a burn on your hand. Like, it's gonna have some kind of marking, some kind of, like, maybe a texture, maybe a pattern, maybe a symbol. What's on your hand?
I think so it's mostly, so it's basically just his hand. I would think it would be kind of oddly vine-like. Like spiny vine, so very textured and pointy and weird.
Absolutely, for sure. Does it run across the veins on the back of your hand?
Think so, yes.
All right, love it. And like Myers like looks back and forth, and he's just like hands you your glove back. He's like, "Here you are." Maya's like, this place is fascinating. I've learned so much with my book and like my supplies that I gathered outside. I think it's time I return home. This has been a fantastic visit, and you must come for tea, all of you. I would love to have you for tea. Clem, fascinating work.
What
And
just
Seth, we'll make a doctor's assistant out of you yet. Don't you worry. The doctors can read all sorts of handwriting.
Hmm.
what? And what just happened really, really fast?
Dr. Myers is just like, well, have a great day, everybody. This has been fantastic. As he just like leaves.
Can
So
I
it kind of
pass
waves. Like, see
on
you
him
later.
before he leaves?
What's up?
Can I guess not use, but can I focus my passive on him as he leaves?
He wants to leave. Like, the number one thing he wants right now is to go away. He's going home. And he has no, like, malicious intent towards any of you.
Okay, bye.
Bye!
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you! Stay out of my head!
What? I didn't do
Not
any-
you!
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He's an odd one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Cash, I love you!
Well, Clementine just looks at Cash. She's like, "Oh, Caps, if you ever go to see him, take me with you." Nudge.
He seems nice.
He's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Clementine.
Claire, do you need any more pillows?
Cash.
Claire is currently being massaged by multiple mice.
Aw, nice.
They're all mice. Like, because they just see Claire as a big mouse now.
Aw, yes, nice.
Alright, so we have this outpost that is currently run by mice.
Yeah.
I'm curious to what her role is going to be in the future. I definitely want to follow that.
So yeah, that is the end of this game.
But I was gonna ask real quick though too, like with the ink, like what properties does the ink have, just so I know for like reference?
It has an irony taste, but although you can filter it out, you can keep the ink down. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
it doesn't have to be in the food part of the hammer.
Yeah,
but-
I feel like he'd learn how to separate them, and just yeah.
It has a very irony taste, and like I think the spoon is just like, you have to tell it a story.
Okay. And he definitely like keep in mind stories he's had from home that he just kind of like looks at and looks back on every once in a while. I can definitely do that. Okay.
It's just like, okay, hold. This is the spoon talking to Clem for everybody. It's like, hold out the hammer,
Mm-hmm.
and then say, "Once upon a time there was," and explain the beast that you want to summon.
Oh, I see. Okay. And he'll try it out. I don't know what creature to summon, but like he'd be like, "Oh, once upon a time there was a," and he'd describe like maybe like a stout, like kind of like a horned creature maybe, and then like maybe something that is like, I don't know, furry, fuzzy, something very like, I don't know, like smaller than they are. He'd go into detail about that, and he's just like, yes, and their yes, their stance is very very stocky.
Roll me 2 20-siders.
Okay.
The first one is you. The second one's the spoon.
Oh, 2. Almost put 1. Okay.
The spoon is a really good teacher, guys.
I'm still learning.
It's just like, you feel like the spoon doesn't move, but you feel like the wrap on your knuckles, like somebody tapped you with a spoon.
Okay.
And it's just like, no, more like this.
Okay.
And like you feel the arm motion that you're supposed to be making.
Okay.
And then, yeah, like a little ball of ink on the floor becomes this little stout horned creature that's just like looking around, is just waiting for its next command from Clem. That's going to cost you 4 AP. You don't have to worry about that right now, but in the future, these summons I think are going to cost you 4 AP.
Okay, good. I'll write that down.
And the spoon's just like, you got it! Fascinating!
Yes,
Ah.
thank you. Thank you so much. It's so cool.
This is going to be a fun adventure.
Yeah.
She's
Clementine-
like, thank you for keeping me in your pocket so I can see outwards.
Yeah, of course. Like, if you need a better view, just let me know. He's like happily talking to the spoon in his pocket, and he's also just like kneels down to the little creature. He's just like wants to give it a little high five, and he's just like, "This is adorable. This is so
None of
cute."
the rest of you have any idea what's going on with Clem right now. Clem just had a conversation with himself and was like, Spoon!
Yeah, then if anyone asks him, he's like, "Oh, I'm talking to this new buddy." Like, "Oh, what's your name? Do you like?" He just like, "Oh, thank you so much."
The voices in your head are much nicer than the ones in mine.
Oh, it's not in my head. He points to the spoon. He's like, "You can't hear him."
Just again, Cash is he does this. He does this a lot.
Well, Clementine doesn't know how to tell Cash that they usually don't talk back to him, but he's like, he still believes that they can. They just don't speak yet.
I'm picturing just so many scenes that are just like, you guys know the all I wanted for me is you and you for me. So
Yeah.
happy.
And our friend
Like that
Steve.
song. That song is happening both with Cash and Dr. Myers and Clem and a spoon.
do 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 do.
Probably
Steve.
gotta make a
Do,
little
do,
pouch
do,
for him
do,
too.
do,
He'd be like,
Steve.
"Hey, do you need any like fastenings or because he made like Sooty like a little pouch to carry him around in, and he also has like a little like whatchamacallit, a wheelbarrow, like also like a sheath for the honey hammer.
I
He'd
do
al-
remember you have a wheelbarrow sheath for the honey hammer.
Yeah. So he'd also ask the spoon like, "Hey, is there anything else you'd want? Like you want like a little pouch or a sack or something, or like you
I
know,
mean, like, I'm very fond of that vest of yours.
I mean, I'll make you a vest.
I would
for
like
sure.
a little vest would be adorable.
I will. Yeah, for sure. Let's go pick out colors later.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
Yeah, let's go. Do you also want a hat? I'll make you a little hat.
Oh my god, a hat!
Yeah. I've been practicing with hats. My grandma used to make them.
Ah.
You a hat? Yeah, let's go.
I
As
just
a
had my hand bird. I can't deal with this like whatever's going on here. He just leaves.
Like,
I'm so
oh
excited.
god. I can try to help heal that.
No, it's okay. He just leaves. I'm gonna go
This
lay out
spoon is my new
some
favorite
grass.
NPC. I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't.
But other best bud, because there's obviously Willoughby, but other new best bud spoon. Let's go.
I'm just imagining Seth and Claire lounging on massive couches because they're both like 18 feet long or something, and then Adley just sitting there with like a little blanket, like new friends.
Cash is outside, face down in the grass. It's been
Clementine
a
just
day.
makes
Let
very
him just
controllable,
photosynthesize for a little while.
Take care of yourself, brother.
Alright, so thank you guys all so much, and I'm gonna do a quick recap for this game. Again, if I miss anything, let me know. Because again, this game went places.
It was very fun.
I mean, when don't they go places?
They always go places. Sometimes I think I know where we're gonna go, but then turns out I'm wrong. So we started in Provincial, and in Provincial, you guys were bringing supplies to the outpost that Vatna, Katori, everybody has made. Like, we have decided that was our first major outpost. And in there, Seth brought tons of food, including 6 absolutely gigantic eggs. And like a bunch of like meats and stuff to make stews, and it's gonna be great. And then once they got, as they were traveling with those materials, they ran into Dr. Myers in the forest. Dr. Myers is from Sonnery, loves Cash. Also, we didn't get to see Cash's ability in this game, but Cash does have an ability because of Dr. Myers.
Yeah.
Which is just further making Cash not the Beeromancer like Kay or Isaac, but wholly their own kind of Beeromancer. Dr. Myers has also built something to hunt Adley, We did not see it this game, but we got somewhat close.
My count is 6.
Oh, don't worry, it'll reset every game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about keeping track of it. I felt like that would be too mean, because then some games, right at the beginning, if you rolled a 1, you would be hunted immediately.
That sounds fun, though.
You can't kill that thing.
I know. That was partially a joke.
Yeah, it's fine. So then we got to the manor, and Clem learned how to make perfect porridge. Just got it in one that everybody here loves to eat. Fucking delicious. Then later rolled another 21 getting porridge again, which now Clem can just generate porridge out of their honey hammer. Seth and Dr. Myers had a very long conversation about how the cemetery works, and according to Dr. Myers, if you die and are put to rest in this world, your body is in the cemetery. That's just where it is. Like, it doesn't always happen immediately. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but your body will arrive there. Because Tarkus' body ended up there. Tarkus didn't die anywhere near the cemetery. And we explored the forest a little bit, found the wood cabin found the hunting cabin where Osiria bit off the head of the biggest, baddest beast, and he bled all over the floor. But don't worry, that blood was collected into bottles. That most of them were collected by the crew of that game, Rennick, especially, Rennick and F7. F7's getting really into tattooing, guys. Cash found a page underneath the sofa that showed immediately Cash knows Osiria is the big bad wolf, not just has suspicions. 100%, you know. Like, everybody else looking at it is just gonna see the picture of the big bad wolf. My bad. Beeromancers that look at this piece of paper have a full understanding that Osiria is the big bad wolf. Oh, they are tattooing with that big bad wolf ink, Caustic. I cannot tell you that they're not. That is 100% what the mechanics of that. That is what F7 is doing. His magic will be tied to tattooing and that ink. And then we found Claire, the big ass skin tree. I'm sure she has a butt somewhere. I just don't want to talk about it. Gave her a bath, gave her a full physical. We know that she is an inside tree. She likes carpet. She can photosynthesize, but she prefers food. She loves porridge. She is just chock full of organs. She likes being covered in this big quilt. And she wants to join the crew. And now Clem can also, with use of that ink, that big bad wolf ink, can summon little beasts. Little beasties. My bad. And we also introduced the best NPC we've ever created in this game, which is just a spoon that gives Clem advice.
Love the spoon. He's neat. They're neat.
Clem has to talk to the spoon, and nobody else can hear the spoon. Even if you give somebody else the spoon, it has bonded with Clem. So there we go. That was a fun game for everybody, I feel like. And also, we went into Cursive's shop, where Adley got some fairy tales about the Celestial Sea. We learned that Cursive might be retiring from book sales, as she sold all of her medical journals to Dr. Myers. Those medical journals were written by Ezekiel. And we know that Ezekiel used to live here. This is like full confirmation. This used to be Ezekiel's house. Good game, everybody.
Cute.
Oh.
So good. Oh.
Everybody
so
went
fun.
from dreading the skin tree to being like, oh, she's so cute.
I was just, usual the nerves, but I'm like, nah, it's gonna be so good. I'm so happy. It's so fun.
Alright. So yeah, oh, that magical item. Oh, sorry. Adley also got a what was it called? Like Adley got a not the spirit spoon. That spirit spoon does have a name, and I think we're gonna get to its name earlier than I thought we were going to, because that's funny. It's the ingenious woodcutter. And this doesn't take AP to use. It's a briefcase size thing. I will give you the item in the chat. It is a briefcase size thing that literally summons the automatic wood chopper from the Beauty and the Beast movie. Except for what if it worked? And it's like in my head, it looks like a wheelbarrow style that you can just like drive it around, but you cannot drive it around without that axe coming up and down. The axe will just take down trees. Like it will swing at the right angles, and it will. You can just you can bulldozer yourself through a forest.
But I don't want to do that. But we're just making Adley more of a work hazard.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know what this item was, and like it's hilarious to me. Alright, so with that, I think we're done for the night. We have the game on Thursday, 5 p.m. We are playing the storytelling game with Kira. Kira's DMing that one. And then on Friday, we have a speakeasy where we are going to go over all of the pawns and who, like, if any of them have been elected and what they plan on doing in the future, or what do we want from them, you know? And then like we will we start like announcing games for next month because the finale is coming up. And on Friday, we make the decision whether we are joining this revolution or we are letting it happen in the background.
As a heads up, for sure we know that the actual finale, the very last game of the season, will be on Sunday, December 17th. And we will do an after party after that, or just like hang out, shoot the shit, talk about the season, all that good stuff. The same as we did last year. So this is your warning ahead of time that is when that is going to be. And I'm looking forward to it.
I'm very much looking forward to it. So thank you guys all so much for playing. It was a lot of fun. It was like a lot of silly fun.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
Alright, so we're going to heck off. And we'll see y'all on Thursday.
So goodbye forever, people.
Bye forever!
Bye.